Hey guys, it's JMeyels here. Hope you're having a great day thus far. Apex looking to nerf some legends in the game, some with high pick rates and some with actually really low pick rates. So why are they nerfing the people that are not good enough already? Well, we're going to talk about that today and much more. Also, some big names looking to make a return into the Apex scene after ALGS sparked a lot of interest amongst people. So make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below for a chance to win that 10,000 Apex coin. The finalists from last video down in the comments below. Also, one of my mods told me that they got unsubscribed to the channel for some reason the other day. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And also to make sure you use code JMeyels at checkout for your Glytch energy purchase. I've been putting carbonated water with my Glytch energy, and honestly it tastes like a Glytch soda. So boom, there you go. People ask me a lot if I'm gonna have the best first impression of Glytch, what flavor do I go with? I'm telling you right now, Rainbow Magic's the best flavor that there is, and then Granny's Grenades is the second best. So if you're skeptical, then try those flavors first. I don't even like green apple, but Granny's Grenades just hits. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So first off, I wanted to make mention here, this is actually something that was going on a couple of days ago. I mentioned that Caution had a really good idea that all of these scan legends in the game, how about we bring a cold-blooded legend? How about we bring someone who's immune to the scans? And honestly, I kind of like the idea, especially now considering there's like so many different legends that can perform a scan in some way or another. Obviously Crypto, Bloodhound, I believe, you know, Fuse can as well. Even Valk can perform a scan. And honestly, the problem with a lot of these scans to me is that they take zero skill whatsoever. Fuse and Crypto probably take the most skill, but Bloodhound is like a free, you know, just scan a whole general area. It's going to show you everything from a very far distance too. And then Valk, literally zero skill. A lot of people use Valk ultimates, and honestly I was seeing this in ALGS where they wanted to keep their position, but they didn't know where other people were and they couldn't see other people. So they just decided to perform a Valk ultimate, go straight up in the air, go straight back down to where they already were because they didn't want to give up their positioning. They just simply wanted to get free scans on people that they could not see. So it's a way to easily scan people without using any sort of skill or talent or anything at all. It's just complete freebies. And I'm not necessarily saying that we should get rid of those scans for those legends. I think a lot of it is part of their kit, but I just think that it requires way too much of zero skill whatsoever, and there's way too much of zero counter whatsoever. I just feel like at some point there's really got to be a decent counter that actually makes sense, because there's way too many ways to scan people that's free and like takes no skill at all. It's just way too easy for them, and there's got to be some way to counter that, and there's just simply not in the game right now. So I think cold-blooded legends in Apex could be a good solution. However, John Larson, which is the game designer, the guy who does all the buffs, all the nerfs, talking about game balancing and stuff, this is what he responded with this. He said, "I'm not thrilled about the idea of an anti-scan legend, mostly because in a scan meta, now the counter is tied to a specific legend, which limits the option." Okay, that's fair. If you have a specific legend that can counter it, then obviously everyone's going to use that legend, and then, you know, it forces a new meta, which is kind of not what they want to do. They're wanting to make everyone, you know, viable in the game. So we can most likely expect to not see any legends that have anti-scan abilities. Now, these are my ideas personally. You guys let me know what you think. They're probably trash, but I just think there's got to be some route. At the end of the day, we see an obvious problem. The obvious problem is that there's way too much freebie scanning going on. People getting way too much information by performing nothing that takes any skill whatsoever. Just clicking a button and boom, free scans, free information. I just feel like that's definitely not the route we should be taking in this game. However, if you don't want to add a new legend that is anti-scan, what about items in the game that are anti-scan? Maybe like the body armors are equally distributed out, and then some just have anti-scan on them, some don't. Maybe it's like something you want to put in the care package, an anti-scan body armor that's maybe gold or purple or something like that. Maybe it's something that could go into the replicator. Or what about a legend ability that's like going dark or something? So instead of having a passive where you're always anti-scan, what if you could have like an ability that lasts for 10 or 20 seconds where you can be anti-scannable in that moment? I'm not sure. My ideas may not be the best, so let me know if you guys have any better ideas down below. But this was a response there to John Larson from Trash. It said, "So can we expect a Valk nerf then, because she's a compulsory legend, right?" And he actually responded. So funnily enough, we were close to pulling the trigger on removing the beacon scan from her, at least remove so that she's not an auto pick in comp, right? But on second thought, we realized it may be counterproductive. Teams would just pick Valk for the ultimate plus Gibby plus a scan recon. So we figured we could go back to the drawing board while we let this comp split play out with more legend diversity. I do get what John's saying here. They backed out on the nerf because they didn't think that that was going to really fix the issue. However, I think that just because it may not fix the issue like at hand that you're currently trying to tackle, I still think that removing scanning beacons from her really makes sense, because she makes no sense to be a recon legend. She has no business doing any type of scanning because she literally feels like an assault, like aggro type character. She does not feel like a recon legend at all. But at the end of the day, she had like a 99% pick rate in ALGS, so obviously they don't want that. They're going to be making some type of a nerf in some form or fashion very soon. And thanks to Jolts for tagging me in that on Twitter. Now, next he said here, he was talking about Gibby. You know, people are still going to pick Gibby. So I want to talk about what's going on with Gibraltar. So this was actually actually coming from John Larson as well, and I believe this was a little while ago. However, he says we want to think, hey, we've got a nerf for Gibby, right? So let's push this, but it's a little scary because we don't want to tank that pick rate anymore for the majority of the player base. So his problem right now is, you know, Gibby is very good for competitive play, but he's not good for the casual player base. So how can they balance that? How can they make his pick rate better, you know, while not having a ranked type meta or ranked type abilities? And then also you obviously got to keep him the same, right? You can't change the way he's played in ranked, and you can't change the way he's played in public matches. Anyhow, this is what he said. So the question is, how do we make him a sexier pick without incorporating too much power? And I can tell you how to do it right now. It's making his fist pump faster. I don't care what anybody says in this game. I know that they all run at the same pace. They all run at the same speed, but Gibraltar feels sluggishly slow. And if you made his fist pump faster and give off the just trickery in your mind that he's running faster, it would make him feel sexier. I cannot explain it, but Wraith always feels so much smoother when you're playing her. Octane does as well, because when you see those fists pumping fast, it makes you feel like you're running faster. So he finished it off saying, I would just want to think about something that could sort of complement that. So maybe give him a bit more selfish power just to make him a little sexier. I think this actually coincides with what Daniel Klein was trying to say before he got fired when it comes to Wraith. So people know that Wraith has been a little bit more frustrating to play than as of, you know, season 2, season 1 or whatever. Back in the day, you guys remember she could do the instant phase, and although it was very powerful, it did make the game more fun to play. It made Wraith more fun to play because you could pull off some crazy spectacular plays. Obviously you can still do that, but with the delay that there is now, it just feels a little bit different. So they were trying to find a way to not necessarily buff Wraith, but just make her feel fun to play again. And I think that's the approach they should take with Gibby. He's obviously a very strong legend. He doesn't really need a buff. They just need to find a way to make him more fun to play, because they have a nerf that they're wanting to bring for competitive play, but it's just going to destroy his casual play. So maybe find a way to make him more fun to play and then bring the nerf. I'm spending way too much time on this topic. I got to run through these really quickly because the video is going to run too long, and honestly I don't have enough gameplay to run through all of it. So anyways, this is the last legend I want to talk about here. There's no confirmation as whether or not Watson will be getting a nerf, at least from my knowledge. However, this was a clip that definitely taps into Respawn's logic whenever it comes to tap strafing, where they just said it just feels like the forbidden fruit. It feels like it's really nice to see these outplays, but it just doesn't seem like it really should be in the game. This is definitely one of those situations, in my opinion. This was coming from a Watson clip from Dylan Flicks, and as you can tell, these Watson fences through the door that basically just completely turn the situation around. It's just simply uncalled for and should not be in the game. Take a look at this clip and let me know what you think. So as you can tell, that definitely does not look balanced. Now let's move on to the rest of the topics here. These are a couple people that are actually making their way back. We talked about Huskers in yesterday's video. He was actually playing Apex back in the day, season 2, season 1, and even the start of the game. He moved over to Warzone at some point and never came back. Well, it looks like the ALGS maybe has sparked his interest to come back, but Evil Genius has also had an Apex team, I believe, back in season 2 or 3. And it looks like they are coming back. Now, 100 Thieves made that comeback as well last season because they had a team at the very beginning of the game. They all left, and basically 100 Thieves exited the Apex scene, and now they're back, obviously, with Onmu and the rest of the squad that did very, very well at ALGS. So it's very nice to see the effect that ALGS had on a lot of these big organizations and players to spark the interest to come back in the game. Now, if Apex could just fix all the bugs and issues that are going on, bro, we'd be on cloud 9. Also wanted to make mention here, I know it's a little late and it's a little behind, but Respawn obviously announcing their new FPS game that's apparently in the Apex Legends universe, whatever that is. I thought Apex was in the Titanfall universe, but whatever. Anyhow, they said it looks like it's a single player game, and I'm assuming maybe this is going to be like a campaign mode of Apex. I'm not really sure. It would be really nice to see a campaign game in Apex. However, don't forget, they don't necessarily have to bring the campaign mode into Apex. They can make a campaign game on a different engine that obviously maybe works a little bit better. And honestly, you could do it like Call of Duty's doing. You open up Apex and then you're on a menu where you can choose, do you want to play Apex campaign game? Do you want to play Apex Legends? Do you want to play, you know, this other game? Whatever. Titanfall 2, you could really do all those, I'm assuming. So it makes it feel like campaign is just a game mode whenever you launch Apex, but in reality, it's an entirely different game that could be on an entire different engine, I assume. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's how it works. I mean, I know Cold War and Modern Warfare and Vanguard were all on the same screen, and I know that Cold War is a different, you know, engine than Vanguard and Modern Warfare. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below for a chance to win that 10,000 Apex coins. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. It's Viber only positivity. Have a great rest of your day, and until the next time, later, Gators.